So I definitely had to change from my 9-to-5 chemistry lab job. I was working at a nuclear institute, so it was very exciting, but it sounds more exciting than it actually is. It was a struggle because on one hand I felt like I've studied so hard for so many years. I should do something related to all the effort I had put into this degree, and at the same time I felt like I needed to have a sense of purpose. So I didn't want to give up not doing something, but I also didn't want to give up motherhood. And that's, I think, the struggle always, getting the balance right.
So all your businesses have been extremely successful. You've got a massive following.
Well, thanks. I'd like to think so, yeah.
Okay, so what do you feel motivates you?
I think definitely the rewards are when you get, these sort of comments and appraisal. I think my biggest motivation is definitely my husband and my children. The environment around me is just so healthy and so happy that it really, really helps, really motivates me to do well. My husband's a foodie. My daughter will come home now and go, 15-minute mom, what is for dinner? And I think that in itself is quite motivating for obviously this particular project. Previous projects, definitely support in the household is very important. I think definitely husband number one. That's the biggest support if your partner's in with you and helping. I wouldn't say equally with the children, but quite hands-on. Yeah. That is extremely crucial for a woman to succeed. Very hands-on. He's one of these rare gems that is very hands-on. He enjoys his time with the kids, but also he's lucky that he can. Not everybody can. I mean, if you're in certain professions where you are more time restricted, you can't. Yeah.
So how do you balance a healthy lifestyle with your work?
Definitely not be hard on yourself and try a step at a time. There is always a goal to achieve. So let's say my goal to achieve is I want my children to acquire a phenomenal palate and be able to try all kinds of foods. It's not going to happen on day one. This is a particular goal I'm speaking of. It's not going to happen on day one, but little steps will get you there. 15-minute mom is a concept to help busy individuals, be it moms, be it professional, corporate, couples, singles, to be able to get into their kitchen and not be afraid to cook up a recipe that is healthy from scratch, and be able to look at their fridge, pick up ingredients and say, okay, I'm going to make this, this, this. So it gives that inspiration and that added advantage that it is done in a short span of time. Time, is a commodity in this day and age. So I think people struggle, look at a recipe and, get demotivated because it's 40 minutes cooking time. So I keep them very simple, very basic recipes. Most of the base ingredients is things that you have in your household. And that is what 15-minute mom is about, making your life easy.
So we're back with Kripa, 15-minute mom. Thank you very much for seeing us.
Thank you.
And Kripa, before you do your little demonstration about how fast you are in the kitchen, are you able to tell us how feasible is it for a really busy mom with little children to prepare a meal that's healthy and nutritious and also looks really good and would be appetizing for a child to eat in a relatively short time?
Okay, so if we're going to make it feasible and prepare a nutritiously balanced meal that is appealing to children, one thing we need to keep in account is that all the macronutrients are there. So we need protein, carbohydrates and fat on the plate in the proportion. So a little bit of nutrition knowledge is essential. Once you know what are your proteins, what are your carbohydrates, then it's easy. So you can open up your fridge and say, right, okay, I've got mushrooms, I've got kale, I've got spinach. So I'm going to grab some kale, handful, and I'm going to grab a handful of spinach. I'm going to rinse that. Great. And I'm going to grab some oat flour, and I'm going to grab some eggs. You don't need 20 gadgets. Try and find one that works for you and does most of the things. And I really like this particular one. So I'm going to break 3 eggs, egg whites. And I'm going to keep the yolk because you can actually use the yolk for other things. So here we go. As you can see, I'm not going to do things too professionally because you don't have time. Kitchen's supposed to be fun. Make the mess. Teach your kids how to make a mess. It's just fun. It's supposed to be fun. There we go. 3 egg whites. I'm going to add my spinach and kale into the NutriBullet. Now, if it doesn't all fit, that's fine because spinach and kale will blend really finely and you will get more space the next time around. So I've got a little bit left over. Also, don't be too hard on yourself of measuring and weighing, and about a cup, half a cup of oat flour will do. There we go, that's about that. I'm going to put a pinch of salt. So I use Himalayan salt because it's high in minerals, low in chemicals, very healthy, not processed. Great. Some more almond milk. So it's basically a cup of almond milk, but I like to take it step by step so it's not too liquidy, so you can control it better. That is a gorgeous green. You can add fruit to it as well. You can add green apple, blueberries. So this is the beauty about pancakes. You can add whatever you like. Now, important to know is consistency. So I'm going to add a little bit more oat flour. All right, batter's ready. And you've got a very nutritious, get those on high heat, very nutritious breakfast. You've got kale, you've got spinach, so you've got your good carbs, your antioxidants, your vitamins, and this is what makes it fun for kids. So you want your kids to eat healthy, and you want your kids to eat certain vegetables that you probably would never think they would. You've got to make it fun. If you're vegan, you do not need to put eggs. You can put a little bit of chia seeds, or you can just plainly not put anything. Okay, butter. So like you see, I'm not going to be too professional about this. This is going straight back into my fridge. Now, I'm getting the protein off the eggs, but if you're vegan, you can get the protein above your pancakes. So you can use vegan cheese, you can use any sort of topping, lots of nuts. Nuts are good in protein. Chia seeds, you can put chia seeds in your batter. Now I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit. I don't want them to burn, I want them to cook. This is super fun for the kids. I always have my kids arguing for the emoji that they're going to eat for breakfast. It's a lot about making it fun for the kids. So I call these the monster pancakes because they're green. If I make them with beetroot, they are the rainbow pancakes. We make them with sweet potatoes, so they become orange. And just make them choose. Say, do you want orange pancakes? Don't go too technical about food. Talk about colors, talk about textures, talk about shape. Put interesting twists to it. Like if your kid likes Hulk Hogan, Hulk, I think that green monster, say they are Hulk pancakes. If they have a superhero that they like, say that, oh, these are the pancakes that Superman eats, or make it fun for the kids. Okay, so one of the important things with tricks and hacks is I always have a little bit of garlic. This one's already to its end. Always have chopped garlic in the fridge. I have chopped onions in my freezer. So I always have sort of the base ingredients for any tasty dish. I'm going to make these savory, and I'm going to leave the kiddie ones sweet. For the sweet ones, I've got strawberries, almonds, and agave nectar. Agave nectar is really a really good source of sugar. It's definitely still sugar. It's a natural source. It's lower in GI than refined sugar. I completely abstain from refined sugar in my kitchen. And for the savory ones, I'm going to use mushrooms, cheese. I love mozzarella. It's one of my favorite cheese. A little bit of garlic, and seasoned with salt and pepper, and chili flakes for the ones that like spicy. So let's grab that. You can actually do all this simultaneously. So if you're not talking like I am, you can probably do it simultaneously. All right, so for the savory, I'm going to heat up a little bit of oil or butter if you want. I use a lot of rapeseed, and I use a lot of olive oil in my cooking. It's a tiny bit. It's like just to get the garlic cooking. It's not nice raw. So about half a teaspoon of garlic is more than enough. Wash some mushrooms, and I'm going to cut them straight into the garlic. Reduce the heat so the garlic doesn't burn. And you just roughly, it doesn't have to be too professional. And I'm going to saute them a little bit until they just slightly brown. Not scratching the bottom of the pan. There, a little bit of mozzarella so that it melts nicely. Okay, ready to serve. This smiley here. I'll serve them with strawberries. I'll put one more. Some almond flakes. They love these almond flakes because they're easier to chew and they don't feel. And I'm going to drizzle some agave nectar if it wants to come out. Oh, that was a good generous sprinkle. They would love that. So that's for sweet. This is for savory. A little bit of cheese, a little bit of mushrooms. I'm going to add some chili to it. Play with the foods that they do like and add to that. So, say your kids like pasta. They absolutely do not like, tomatoes. And you think, well, how are you going to make the pasta sauce if you don't like tomatoes? You can't, make it look like tomatoes. Yeah. So you need to be able to play with what they like. So that's the pasta. And then add what you think that they don't like but needs to be in their and
what would you
say
diet would be the basic ingredients that you would use to make sure that they are nourished?
Well, definitely there has to be a good amount of carbs. Children, they literally radiate energy, and they need to get some energy from their food. They burn a lot more calories than we do. We all know that. So definitely the carbs need to be hit right. If you're thinking pastas, rice, try and use alternatives that are healthier. Don't shy away from it because they haven't eaten it the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. Sixth time, they might eat it. Okay. Eventually, they will. So persistence, definitely persistence. But you've got to make it fun. I had one child come over for a play date, and the mom said he doesn't eat blueberries. This is like a 3-year-old child. Like, every child eats blueberries. No, he won't touch blueberries. And he's a boy, so I'm thinking, okay, boys, let's see what I can make up around this. And I said, do you know that if you eat blueberries, your tongue goes blue or purple? Actually, blue. And he said, really? I said, yeah, have you never tried it? I mean, your tongue goes completely blue. Try it and go into the mirror. I'll go with you. And did he not eat blueberries? Of course he ate blueberries. Thereafter, he had blueberries every day. He was requesting blueberries every day. Kids are sometimes reticent to try new foods. It's not that they don't like them, they just refuse them. And you're like, but just try it. The just try it is really patronizing. Don't tell your kids to just try it. Tell them a story.
What is your advice with regards to preparing a meal for mom who's sleep deprived and with possibly 2 children under 2 and does not have any time to eat healthily herself?
Okay, in this case, I would say definitely don't be too hard on yourself. Don't try and prepare very elaborate meals. Try to keep nourished. And if that means picking up a bunch of raw vegetables from your fridge, just washing them and having them with some hummus or some pesto or something that you can actually pick up that is healthy, is much better than you eating that bag of crisps. So as long as you feel that you're getting enough vegetables, enough fruit, enough carbs for the energy, but the good ones, doesn't matter how you prepare them, doesn't matter, you know, how you present them. It's important to just have them. So if you're sleep deprived, have some eggs, have some, you know, if you're vegan, have some tofu. These are ready, available things that can be just put on your plate and had. You know, it's kind of fast-paced with 15-minute Mom. It's gone amazingly well. I'm really, really happy. I'm not sure exactly where it's headed, but what I do know is that I really, really, really want to encourage parents, moms, busy individuals to eat healthy and not be afraid to eat healthy, and to cook from scratch.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
Wonderful to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.